Hi, fifth grade. I missed you guys so much, but let's jump into lesson 105, which covers using proportions to solve percent problems. So in the past, when we've worked with our percents, we've always been reminded that this percent sign tells us that our denominator is 100. So 30% would be 30 out of 100, or 40% would be 40 out of 100. We've worked with reducing those fractions, so 30 over 100 we could reduce to 3/10. And we've worked with converting them back and forth into proportions and ratios. We're going to use this understanding to help us answer some word problems where they give us a percent and we have to find out some of the missing information. Let's jump into example number 1. It reads, 30% of the students earned A's on the test. If 12 students earned A's, how many students were there total? So with a question like this, we're going to use a ratio box just like we've been used to. And we'll start by filling in all of the information we already know. So right away, we're told 30% of the students earned A's. So in our percent column and in our A's row, we'll put 30 here. We also know that the total percent will always be 100. And with this information, we can use process of elimination to figure out that 70% of the students did not earn A's because 30 plus 70 equals 100. We were also told that 12 students earned A's, so that's our actual count, and we can fill that in here. We can fill in variables for the information that we still don't know. So we don't know how many students did not earn A's. We'll put an in that box, and we do not know the total number of students. So we'll put a T in that box. From here, I'm going to recommend that you circle the rows that are necessary for you to solve the problem. So you always want to use the row that's completely filled in, which is our A's row. We know that there's 30% who earned A's and 12 actual students who earned A's. And then you want to circle the row that contains the information you're trying to find. So we're being asked how many students were there total. So we're looking for the total down here. So we'll circle this row. From this point, we will turn it into a proportion. So 30 over 100 equals 12 over T. We will solve this using cross products, but before we do that, we can make our lives a little bit easier by reducing before we get going. So this 30 over 100, we can reduce to 3/10, which changes our proportion to 3/10 equals 12 over T. Now we can jump into our cross products. So 3 times T equals 10 times 12, which is 120. In order to solve for T, we can divide both sides by 3. So T will equal 120 divided by 3 is 40. So 40 students were in the class, 40 total students. All right, let's move on to example number 2. It reads, only 40% of the team members played in the game. If 24 team members did not play, then how many did play? So just like the last example, we're going to start by filling in the information that we already know. We're told 40% of the team members played, so we'll fill that in here for our percent. We know that our total percent is always 100. And then we can find the percent that did not play by subtracting 100 minus 40 gives us 60% that did not play. We also know that 24 team members did not play. Pay close attention to that not. 24 team members did not play, so we'll put that in our actual count and we'll fill in what's left with variables because we don't know. So let's put a P for the number of players that did play. And let's put a T for the total. We're going to circle the rows that are necessary to solve the problem. So we know the did not play is completely filled in. That'll be a useful row. And we're looking for how many players did play. So this row right here. From there, we set up our proportion. 40 over 60 equals P over 24. Just like we did last time, it'll make our lives a little bit easier if we reduce first. So 40 over 60 can be reduced to 4 over 6, and 4/6 can be reduced to 2/3. So we change our proportion to 2/3 equals P over 24, and then we solve with cross products. So 2 times 24 equals 48. 3 times P is on the other side of our equal sign, and then we solve for P by dividing. 48 divided by 3 is going to be 16 players, or 16 team members that did play. Right, there we have it.